What's up, guys? All right, let's just go ahead and talk about this week. Try and get this fast for you guys. So I'm just going to talk about what happened, big stuff that happened, things that are interesting, things that disappointed me. But let's get right into it. We have the Dolphins at Bengals. I'm not a conspiracy theorist and think that Tua was misdiagnosed in that first game, and they knew knowingly played him when he was concussed. Tua was not concussed before the hit in the Bengals game. All right, I mean that's just how it is. You may think the NFL is this big thing; it just wants to hurt its players. No, no. Tua and the Dolphins winning was good for the NFL. It's another storyline. Why in the world would they do that? And they're saying like, oh well, they had to have him play so that they would win the game. It was all the coaching staff. No, no, no. That's a load of crap. Those concussions had nothing related to each other. If he had a concussion in the previous game, I also don't believe that the neurologist knowingly misdiagnosed him. I believe he actually believed that that was the problem. He might have been fired. I think like wrongly, because they say he made a few mistakes, but they don't really tell us what the mistakes were. So I don't really know if there's a mistake there. I think they're just like, we need somebody to take a fall for this, so it's gonna be you. But overall, Bengals are a good team. A lot of people were worried about them after the 0-2 start, and they've come back and they've won two straight, and they're a good team, and they're on their way up. Zach Taylor, though, I think he's got to be better. I mean, overall, their offense has not really evolved. It's the same thing. If the deep goes aren't open, they can't really do anything. And you got to evolve. You got so many good weapons. You got to evolve more than that. Offensive line has to play better. On the Dolphins side of things, Teddy Bridgewater showed some things that were cool. Like he has a better arm than Tua. That deep ball to Tyreek Hill when Tua missed and threw a pick to Tyreek Hill in the deep ball that would have been a touchdown with Patrick Mahomes. So you got better arm strength with Teddy Bridgewater, but is that sustainable? I don't believe so. Time will tell. Sean Payton was right though. He called it. He said that he believes Teddy Bridgewater would play, but he didn't think it would be injury related. But it was because Tua actually played pretty well. Next, we got the across the pond, the Vikings at the Saints. Maybe it was the other way around. It doesn't matter. It was in England, so this is actually a pretty close game, and it was a good game of football. There was a lot of back and forth. Andy Dalton played pretty well. The Red Rifle was right on target for today, and he got them in position to win the game. Will Lutz made a long field goal the first time, and when he tried the second time, it double doinked, and the Vikings walked away with the win. Blimey, I don't know. Overall, the Saints just are so disappointing to a lot of people. A lot of people expected them to be way better than they are, and I didn't think they would be that good. I thought they were pretty overrated. The defense I heard all this hoopla about, and they're not that good. I thought the Vikings would be a good matchup, but it didn't turn out that well. Justin Jefferson, for all the hate he got about after the Eagles game, especially, he came back and he was a star in this one. So then we got the Seahawks at Lions, and in this one, the Seahawks can't. I mean, Geno Smith is probably the best quarterback in the league right now, right? I'm surprised by how much he lit up that Lions defense. Not really surprised, because Lions defense could not stop a nosebleed throughout these first few weeks. It's been incredible. Offensively, they're actually doing really well. I'm going to pick up I don't know why he's still available, but I'm going to pick up Jamal Williams in my fantasy because he's balling out with DeAndre Swift gone. I don't know how much longer Swift will be gone, but Jamal Williams is playing pretty well right now. So that offense overall is pretty good. They'll get Amon-Ra St. Brown back and have a chance to win more games. But this one, I mean, TJ Hawkinson went off too. That was crazy. I got killed in fantasy because my opponent had him. But Geno Smith, I mean, and Rashad Penny, they lit it up. Is this sustainable? No. But hey, it's fun for a game. We see the West Virginia highlight. Geno Smith back. That's cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Jets at Steelers. This was so interesting. I didn't think Trubisky had been bad enough to be benched yet, but this game they needed a spark. They put Kenny Pickett in and instantly 2 touchdowns. He did have an interception, so let's be fair. But 2 interceptions, but one of them was a Hail Mary play. Doesn't really count. But Zach Wilson kind of played like crap until the fourth quarter when it really mattered, and then he brought his team a lead. It was just overall a good, gritty win by the Jets. And you know what? These are the kind of wins that they're going to have to get this year while Zach Wilson's still learning. You need to get these kind of wins, these gritty ones where you have to churn it out. And that's fine. That's okay. Next year, I want to see the explosive offense, Zach Wilson, the Mahomes-esque, the Rodgers-esque season by Zach Wilson with the kind of weapons he has around him. Also, rebuild that offensive line. It's so bad. Hopefully Becton will get back and Fant as well. But congratulations to the Jets. I'm excited to see Kenny Pickett. Zach Wilson did look good in the fourth quarter. Hopefully he can build on that. I think he will be able to. But also we got the Bears at Giants. This was the battle of the Giants. No pun intended. Not really Giants. Like, these are teams that people were surprised were 2-2 starting out. They both beat teams that they shouldn't have in the Titans and the 49ers. And you know what? They were playing each other, and one of them was going to walk out 3-1. That was the fact. And the Giants, I thought, would win. I just think they have a better overall team. Justin Fields, as much as I like him, he's not done anything. Not completely his fault. Receivers and offensive line are bad. And this game kind of showed it. I mean, if you look at the stats, it's crazy about how many passing yards he has. It's so small, like the smallest amount in the first 4 games in, like, I don't know, 30, 40 years, something like that. Same for receivers. And it's just, I mean, I think I saw Tyreek Hill has more receiving yards than the entire Chicago Bears team. It's incredible. But the Giants, they need to move on from Daniel Jones after this year. I think it's becoming more evident. He's doing what he needs to do to win, but it's nothing that's going to lift him over the top. So hopefully they look somewhere else. Even though Daniel Jones is hurt, which is kind of interesting because they're looking at Jake Fromm now and AJ McCarron. Because Daniel Jones is hurt, Tyrod Taylor's hurt, and they're like, what are we going to do? But yeah, congratulations to the Giants. They are getting these wins. I mean, credit to them. They're clawing these wins out. Credit to them. Good job, Brian Dable. The Titans at the Colts. So this was one I thought maybe the Colts are surging upward because after that win after the Chiefs, but nope. The Titans. Mike Vrabel's just such a good coach. Such a good coach. I mean, he knows how to get his guys fired up and playing. He does it every year. Last year, I think it was, they led the league in injuries, still went to the playoffs, and he continues to do so. It always amazes me how a team that can be so down, like, look at the receiving core, it's pitiful. Their best receiver is Robert Woods, and they're still, like, Tannehill, this is his best year in my opinion. He's doing so many things with so little. I have to give him credit. So, the Titans, good job. I don't think you're going to beat Jacksonville, though. Chargers at Texans. For all those fantasy owners of Austin Eckler who decided to bench him and were tired of waiting for an explosion, he exploded this game. 3-4 touchdowns, something like that. The Chargers bounced back from that terrible loss to Jacksonville. And they look like a good team again. Hopefully their offensive line can stay doing well. I think I saw their left tackle played really well, which is good because they need that when Slater's gone. And just overall a good win for the Chargers. I'll tell you what, though, Davis Mills has actually been surprising me. Like, his accuracy and kind of his calmness in the pocket is pretty good. He forces the ball to Brandon Cooks a lot. Understandably, Brandon Cooks is your best offensive player. You're going to force him the ball. But he's been a little bit surprising. Is he a franchise guy? I think we have to wait and see. Pierce, though, he's a solid running back. He finally had this big game that people have been waiting for, but it just wasn't enough. The Chargers came out with a win. And then we got the Browns versus the Falcons. I called this one. I really like the Falcons, you guys. Like, Arthur Smith is doing a great job. That offense is fast, is explosive. Not really explosive, but it's fast. I mean, Mariota can run at any point. They are really good at running the ball, and they're built pretty good for it. Like, Kyle Pitts and Drake London are your big receiver. I know Kyle Pitts is a tight end, but he's pretty much a receiver, and they can both block. Kyle Pitts is not a great blocker, but Drake London's a big receiver that can block. And you got Cordell Patterson, who's actually a good running back, although he's hurt now. And their offensive line has actually been playing really well. I said in week 1 that their offensive line actually played really well. The Falcons could be 4-0. They have been in every game, and they're 2-2. So congrats to the Falcons. You guys have been doing great. I love seeing this kind of success from Arthur Smith, the Falcons. I don't think Mariota's the answer there. I saw a stat after he threw a pick, they ran the ball 14 times straight on a touchdown drive, and that's yeah. I think you're gonna be moving on from Mariota. I don't know if Ritter's your guy, but Mariota I think is not it. So then we got the Commanders versus the Cowboys. Cooper Rush just continues. I mean, with that front. No quarterback has time against the Cowboys. This is insane. I mean, Micah Parsons is unreal. He is so good. But Cooper Rush he's just doing what he has to win, and that's okay. There's no QB controversy. I do think this has forced Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy to be creative, to do different things. Don't just stick with the status quo. Try and do more with your offense. Support the quarterback rather than asking him to elevate. And I think that's really going to help when Dak Prescott comes back, because then he'll actually have a better cast than when he left. Not different in personnel, but coaching wise, I think they'll make the offense more friendly to Dak Prescott than before. I'm excited to see it, but also that Commanders' offensive line is so bad. Carson Wentz, he's the kind of guy we thought he was. He'll make a good play and then he'll make two boneheaded plays. That's just how he is. But I'm a little disappointed in the Commanders. I thought their offense would be really good, and they're just not doing it for me so far. But yeah, then we got the Jags Eagles. Very disappointed. I'm a Jaguars fan, and I was very mad about this game. We were up 14-0 on the Eagles, looking like we were about to rout this game. Doug Peterson was going to get his revenge game, and then we dropped the absolute ball. Literally. Trevor Lawrence dropped the ball 4 times. Trevor Lawrence, who everybody praised as the next great quarterback coming this year, after 3 games. And you know what? It was too much. If you watch those games, he's throwing it to wide open guys that are schemed open, with a sprinkle of good throws. When you watch Josh Allen, when you watch Patrick Mahomes, it's a sprinkle of wide open guys and a bunch of good throws. When you watch Trevor Lawrence, it's a bunch of open guys and a sprinkle of good throws. And I think that's the difference. Well, that's not what it was in this game. This game was a rain game, and he just kept fumbling. That's not what it is. But I want to see Trevor Lawrence elevate from that guy who's relying on the genius of Doug Peterson and scheming guys open, and work on actually taking the game to his own hands, precision, accuracy. These throws that you're throwing the guy open. He might not be open. I want to see what Trevor Lawrence does when everything else around him is going bad. Right now, we don't win when everything's going good and Trevor's bad. I want to see a game where Trevor's good and everyone's bad, and we still win because Trevor is the franchise quarterback. And he hasn't done that yet. Congratulations to the Eagles for winning, by the way. Doug Peterson, run the frickin' ball. It's a rain game. You run the ball. That's what the Eagles did. That was smart. Miles Sanders had a great game. He sliced. We got destroyed on defense, but congratulations to the Eagles. I'm glad you gave a standing ovation for Doug. He deserves it. But he needs to learn how to run the ball. From what I hear, he's not gonna. That's okay. It's fine. You're not gonna play in a rain game every week. I do like the idea of having a passing coach, so whatever. But yeah, overall, Jags dropped the ball in this game, literally. Bills versus Ravens. A lot of controversy in this. I would have kicked the field goal. I don't know why you don't kick the field goal. I don't remember. I thought I heard there was a reason for it. But aggressiveness, I don't think, is a reason for that. When you're tied 20-20, kick the freaking field goal when you're playing against Josh Allen at that point. But it was a bad play call anyways. But I don't think this is the last time we'll see these teams. We might see them in the playoffs again, which is very exciting. But overall, I don't know what more there is to say. They're both really good teams, the Bills and the Ravens, and they're both going to be in the playoffs. They might play each other again. Looking forward to that. But overall, 2 great quarterbacks, 2 good teams. Their defense is coming along on the back end for both. The Bills' defense, when it has everyone healthy, it's one of the best in the league. The Ravens has not fully gelled yet, and it's a little frustrating with the back end, the secondary, and they're not getting as good of pass rush as you'd like. But yeah, that was the Bills and Ravens. Cardinals at Panthers. Baker Mayfield is just sucking so bad. He's not getting a lot of time. Granted, his offensive line is so bad, but I expected so much better from Baker Mayfield. I thought he needed a new change of scenery, and he'd turn around. He's got a lot of weapons in Carolina, but it hasn't been that way. And I don't think you can blame it all on the offensive line. He's missed a lot of throws, so that's on Baker. The offense has sucked, which isn't that Matt Rule's forte. The defense has been good, but it just wasn't enough. Cardinals came back. I don't think the Cardinals are that good. I think they're showing who they were the second half of last year. I think that's who they are this year, and I don't even think they'll make playoffs, to be honest. Maybe wild card, but I don't even think so. I think the NFC is too competitive. But overall, congratulations to the Cardinals for winning. There you go. Baker, you got to be better. Come on, man. And what do we got? We got the Packers at the Patriots. Bailey Zappi almost came in and won that game. But congratulations to the Packers for holding it down. That defense is really good. Aaron Rodgers is getting frustrated with the receivers. I get it. Romeo Dobbs, though, did pretty well. But that defense is just really good. And they stopped Tom Brady. Now, granted, he only had Chris Godwin, really. I think he had Julio Jones, but not really. But I don't even think Chris Godwin's fully healthy. Just get. Tom Brady needs receivers. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, not Tom Brady. The Patriots. Let's talk about the Patriots. Gosh. No, the Patriots, they don't have receivers either. But they almost beat the Packers with a backup quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers said you can't win sustainably like that, and he's right. So the Packers have to improve if they're going to be an actual good playoff team this year. I also forgot about the Broncos at the Raiders. Broncos at Raiders. I mean, Raiders ran all over them. Finally, the Raiders get a win. Kind of too late. What are they? 1-3. They're going to need to go on a winning streak if they want to make playoffs. I think it's possible, but not likely. I think start building towards next year in a sense. No, that's too early. Win as many games as you can, looking towards the future. See what you just get the offense instilled with the guys you know you're gonna have there for a long time. The Broncos, Nate Hackett might be out after this year. Their offense, he's an offensive guy, and their offense has been worse than their defense. Offense has been so bad. And there's no excuse because you have a veteran quarterback, veteran playmakers, veteran running backs. When I say playmakers, I meant receivers, and you even have a veteran offensive line. What's the problem? There's no excuses. It shouldn't be like this. And they have to improve, or otherwise Nate Hackett's out after this year. Maybe Sean Payton comes calling. I don't know, but Nate Hackett might be out. They got to improve. Russell Wilson too. He's got to play better. He's not playing well, and Nate Hackett isn't calling well. So both of them got to improve. What do we have? Chiefs at Buccaneers. Chiefs are just so good. Buccaneers. Tom Brady needs his receivers. That's essentially it. Oh wait, the Buccaneers defense got absolutely torched. I don't know. I don't think this really. If they played again, I don't think it would necessarily happen. But it did happen. Patrick Mahomes is having a good year, and they took advantage of the Buccaneers. They won. So congratulations, Chiefs. We know you're a top 5, top 3 team in the NFL. So that's how it is. I think the Buccaneers are too. They need their receivers back healthy, though. I mean, it's not often that quarterback has a stat line Tom Brady did and they lose. Defense and receivers need to play better for him. Maybe they should also run the ball more, I think. Maybe control the clock a bit so that Patrick Mahomes doesn't get the ball as much. Well, really, they kind of lost it when the returner fumbled the return. That's kind of what put a dagger in the Buccaneers' heart. So you can't let that happen. Next, we got the final game, which was the Rams and 49ers. And this just, I think if Trey Lance is there, the 49ers don't win this game. I think it's a really ugly game. It was already kind of an ugly game, but I think it's like a 6-13 type game. I know there was a pick 6 on Matt Stafford, but overall, Jimmy Garoppolo has commanded the offense. You saw him orchestrate 2 good drives for the 49ers and score touchdowns and another field goal as well. So, I mean, overall, this 49ers team is a good team. It's a team to be reckoned with. Like, they're going to miss Trent Williams, but they're still a playoff team. They're still a contender. The Rams got to get it together. Their offensive line especially needs to get it together. Matthew Stafford, a lot of people might be saying, why is he throwing quick passes? Well, that's what's being called. And you understand why it's being called because they can't get their deep passes off. I think they really do miss Odell right now because they have nobody that can take the top off of a defense. Odell didn't do that a lot, but they really need a deep receiver. Did they have one last year? I could have sworn they did. Oh, Van Jefferson. Yeah. Isn't he hurt? I think he's hurt. But Cooper Kupp's good, but you can only throw it to Cooper Kupp so many times. The pick 6 was because he had to throw another receiver screen because their offensive line is so bad. And you got to get to the point where you're not being limited by the offensive line. If the offensive line plays better, you can take more deep shots, less pick 6s, maybe. And I think they can still improve. Cam Akers is terrible in pass protection. That's why he's not getting playing time. I saw some more plays where he was just missing key blocks and was getting sacks and stuff like that. It was terrible. But they just got to play better offense as a whole. And this is Sean McVay's thing, so he's got to figure it out. And I trust that he will. Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the NFL, and he'll figure it out. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got, guys. And sorry it was such a long video, but I want to talk about all that stuff. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, ideas, stuff like that, drop them in the comments, hit the like, subscribe, all that stuff. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.